You are about to listen to a summary of the book Born to Win by Ziglar, in which you will find out what characteristics define a winner, how to select a mentor, and what lessons may be drawn from the sport of bowling. Introduction. What are the benefits to me? Acquire and put your winning approach into action. There's a prize for everyone. It's possible that you're familiar with this phrase, or at least some variation of it. The words themselves may be encouraging, but they don't really describe how to bring out the winner that's already inside of you. You'll figure out the mystery after reading these synopses. You will be taught the straightforward tactic that simplifies everything and explains that success, in whatsoever endeavor you choose to pursue, boils down to just 3 factors: planning to win, preparing to win, and then expecting to win. This straightforward tactic will be taught to you. If you follow these instructions, you will find that they lead you to the success that you were destined to have in your life. You will pick up the following from reading these synopses. What are the qualities of a winner? How to select a suitable mentor, and the lessons that can be learned through bowling. Concept Fundamental 1. To be successful, one must first have a plan and the determination to see it through. Have you ever been a spectator at a race for an athletic championship? Or the final match of a significant sporting competition, such as the Super Bowl or the World Cup of Soccer? Winners are determined in each of these competitions, and they revel in the acclaim bestowed upon them. But before we get to that, I have a question. How did these champions get to that point? They probably displayed aptitude at an early age, but that is not sufficient to become successful. Everyone, in the writer's eyes, possesses some measure of untapped potential. The will to succeed is what differentiates individuals who have potential from those who actually do succeed. It is necessary for a person or team to have the desire to succeed before they can cross the finish line in a race or hoist the trophy after winning a football game. Because of this, they are motivated to make plans, get ready, and finally anticipate triumph. The most important takeaway from this is that achieving success requires having a clear goal in mind and the determination to work hard to achieve it. People are motivated to put in the difficult work that is necessary to win by their desire to succeed. Imagine it as the engine that drives you forward toward success. And the first step in getting the engine going is formulating a distinct plan for both your present and your future selves. Frequently, an experience or a chance meeting is the catalyst for this vision. For instance, a discussion that Ziglar had with a superior whose work he liked served as the impetus for his conception of what constitutes success. While he was working as a salesman, his manager told him that he had the potential to become the top salesman in the entire country. Before we had this chat, he had never even entertained the idea of doing anything other than surviving day to day. However, after being shown the possibility of grandeur, he felt enthused about the prospect of realizing the vision. And the drive to turn it become a reality was created inside of him. As soon as you have desire, it will generate dedication and perseverance in you, which are 2 attributes that will keep you working toward your vision. In the pursuit of your vision, commitment ensures that you remain focused and consistent, and that you will do everything that is necessary in order to be successful. And persistence is what keeps you going even when the road becomes tough, which it unavoidably will at some point in your journey. Consider the following. In the face of obstacles or difficulties, you must be able to forge ahead regardless of the situation. If you don't take action, your vision will never become a reality. If you want to get started on the road to success, you should look for moments that give you a vision and fire up your desires. The motivation you need to plan, prepare, and anticipate winning comes from having a clear idea of exactly what it is that you want. In the ensuing summaries, we will look at how to accomplish exactly that task. Concept Fundamental 2. The achievement of your goals will lead you in the proper path. Imagine that you are traveling along a road when all of a sudden you come to a traffic roundabout that has multiple exits. What criteria do you use to determine which exit to take? It is dependent on the destination, isn't that right? If you already have your destination in mind, it will be much simpler to select the routes that you will need to take to get there. If you didn't have one, you'd be driving about in circles without any direction, never knowing which exits or turns to take. Having a goal is quite similar to having a destination when you are intending to achieve victory in something. It will point you in the right way and prevent you from squandering your time and energy. The most important takeaway from this is that you should prioritize the establishment of goals for yourself. To be successful, you must first establish reasonable objectives for yourself. In addition, the process required is not complicated in any way. To begin, examine whether or not your objective is well defined. You must have a crystal clear picture of what it is that you want to accomplish. You may, for instance, set your objective as increasing your profits by 30% rather than making more money overall. After you have identified the objective, The next step is to write down the benefits that will result from achieving the objective. Having a clear idea of what's in it for you can help you maintain your motivation. The second step is to make a list of potential roadblocks that you will face while working toward your objective. If you are aware of what to anticipate, you will be better able to prepare for it. And while we're on the subject of preparation, the third stage is to give some thought to the information and capabilities that will be necessary to achieve your objective. This can assist you in determining what it is that you need to learn, as well as who can provide you with support and advice along the road. In conclusion, the process should be finished by developing a comprehensive plan of action and assigning a completion date to it. Of course, it's necessary to create goals for yourself, but doing so alone won't guarantee success. It is imperative that you follow through with the activity. You may accomplish this goal with the assistance of value and purpose, which are the driving forces behind your vision. Take into account the following scenario. When three guys carrying out the same activity, an inquiry is made on what they are doing. The first person responds that he is breaking stone, the second responds that he is making money, but the third responds that he is constructing a cathedral because he sees a higher purpose in the activity. Who, out of the three, do you think has the most positive outlook on life? Discovering meaning and significance in the work that you perform is a great source of motivation. Consider this: why do you want to accomplish what you've set out to do? And how exactly will they make your life and the lives of others around you better? By providing thoughtful responses to these questions, you'll be able to unearth the meaning and value behind your job, which will keep you motivated. The third essential notion is to get yourself ready to win by educating yourself and getting guidance from the appropriate people. Would you go camping if you didn't have a tent or a sleeping bag? Here's another question for you: or give a significant presentation without first doing rehearsals? If you responded yes to any of these questions, then unfortunately, your camping trip won't be very enjoyable. And as for the speech, there goes any opportunity you had of impressing the people who were listening to you. This is due to the fact that neither scenario includes an element that is necessary for accomplishment: preparation. Preparation is necessary for whatever you want to accomplish in life, from dazzling an audience with your wit to having a life-changing experience while camping. It is imperative that you arm yourself with the appropriate knowledge, instruments, and support system. After then, and only then, will you have a chance of becoming successful. The most important takeaway from this is that you should get yourself ready to win by educating yourself and consulting with the proper people. Have you ever heard the proverb, "Knowledge is power"? When it comes to victory, though, the same principle holds true. If you have the correct knowledge, you will be able to see opportunities and develop solutions to solve obstacles more easily. Create a routine out of expanding your horizons of knowledge and expanding your horizons of learning as part of your preparation for the path to victory. You can accomplish this by routinely setting aside time to educate yourself on topics that are pertinent to your vision and aspirations. Take a page out of Zig Ziglar's playbook. Every day, he would spend 3 hours reading. And while you're doing it, make sure to put what you've learned and the abilities you've acquired into practice. This gives you the opportunity to learn new things and boosts your confidence at the same time. You need evidence? Just consider what takes place when a kid gets the hang of riding a bike for the first time. At first, she is concerned that she would lose her balance and fall off while she is riding. However, with enough training, her self-assurance increases, and before long she will be able to ride a bike without any fear at all. In addition to acquiring knowledge and the self-assurance to put that knowledge to use, there is one more step that will equip you to prevail in the competition. Moreover, it requires searching for role models. Everyone will want assistance at some point, and it is in your best interest to seek the guidance of those who are more experienced than you are and who have already attained some level of success for themselves. Look for evidence of strong character in potential mentors, such as the fact that they are trustworthy and generous with their time. If a person has a number of positive and fulfilling personal relationships, this might be a good indicator of the individual's character. It is important for mentors to have good listening skills and to always be honest, even if the mentee does not want to hear it. And it helps if they have a flair for choosing the best option in any given situation. Choose mentors who take satisfaction in witnessing the achievements of others. The fourth essential principle is that you may anticipate success if you take care of every facet of yourself. Consider for a second what it is that sets the successful apart from the unsuccessful. You undoubtedly believe that skill and hard work play a part, and while you are correct that they do, they are not the primary factors that determine success. Expectation is the primary factor that determines who comes out on top and who does not. Those who win have high expectations for themselves. And not merely for the simple reason that they plot and scheme to make their dreams come true. If you want to be successful, you must also be willing to work on bettering your body, mind, and spirit. All of these separate components come together to form the entirety of who you are. And if you ignore any one of them, you reduce the likelihood that you will be successful. The most important takeaway from this is that you may anticipate attaining your goals if you focus on developing every facet of who you are. Your spirituality is the most essential component of who you are as a person. It is the defining characteristic that distinguishes mankind from all other kinds of life on Earth. Animals, for example, are motivated by the desire to survive and reproduce, but as a person, you are inspired by spiritual notions like faith and love. Animals are driven by the urge to survive and reproduce. Because of this, cultivating your spirit is absolutely necessary to your success and to live a better life in general. This is something that Ziglar discovered via his own personal experience. Before he surrendered his life to Jesus Christ, he had a hard time making ends meet, and little financial success he did have was fleeting at best. Alongside your spirit, you must also develop your mind. Learning to think in a variety of various ways, which is a process that takes place in 2 stages, is the most effective method for accomplishing this goal. First, as you discovered in the summary that came before this one, you need to make sure that you are always taking in new information. You can do this by watching, reading, or listening to other people who are informed. Next, put that information to use in order to accomplish your objectives and resolve any issues. To accomplish this, it is helpful to set aside specific time for thinking and then use that time to creatively apply whatever that you have just learned. It is essential that you take care of both your mind and spirit, but don't forget that they are housed in your body, and it is as essential that your body be in healthy condition. When your body is in good shape, you are able to give your best performance and boost your chances of being successful. Take care of your body by following a healthy diet and engaging in frequent physical activity. The method of setting goals can also be utilized to direct you toward a healthier lifestyle as well as increased physical fitness. Investing time and effort into maintaining your spiritual, mental, and physical health will, in the long term, result in increased self-assurance, vitality, and mental tranquility. You may safely expect to achieve in anything you do if you make use of these tools. The 5th essential notion is that if you have planned and prepared to win, there is no need for you to worry about the results. Bowling is an interesting sport, and if you've ever done it, you might have noticed something interesting about it. After getting into position, players take meticulous aim, and then they eventually let the ball go. The bowlers then use either their words or their body language to attempt to steer the ball toward the pins as it travels down the lane. The majority of these guys' expressions clearly show that they are concerned about the situation. However, there is a problem with this. There is nothing the players can do to alter the end result after the ball has started rolling, therefore worrying over the results is a complete waste of energy and time on their part. When it comes to competing successfully in life, the same principle applies. The most important takeaway is that there is no reason for fear about the outcome if you have planned and prepared to win the competition. When you have a clear idea of what you want to accomplish and have put in the effort to make it a reality, fretting about how things will turn out is a waste of time. Because you are a person, it is normal for you to worry about certain things. For example, it is acceptable for you to worry about your health or your finances. But when you constantly worry about hypothetically bad outcomes, you deprive yourself of hope and become pessimistic. You can't possibly expect to win with this frame of mind. One manifestation of concern is the fear that one will fail at something. Because of this, it will be challenging for you to recover from defeats and disappointments. For instance, if you seek for a job and you get turned down, you can begin to believe that you will never find employment again. The most effective strategy for overcoming such a phobia is to remind oneself that past failures do not define them. Reading other people's minds is another symptom of worry. When you do this, you are making a hasty and incorrect assumption about the feelings and motivations of other people. These inferences are rarely supported by the evidence, and as a result, they only serve to aggravate the situation. Pay attention to what other people are doing and to what you pick up by having open interactions with them to protect yourself from becoming a victim of mind reading. The question now is, what can you do to combat the negative effects that worry has on you? By the practice of its antidote, which is positive thinking. When you make a conscious effort to think positively rather than negatively, you open yourself up to a much wider range of possibilities. Imagine a sports coach who tells his squad that their rivals are more skilled and faster than they will ever have a chance of being at any point in their lives. He would never be able to inspire anyone. It would be a wonder if the players ever managed to make it out onto the field. If, on the other hand, he informs the squad that they have a chance of winning, then he offers them a goal to strive toward. Carry that same mentality over into your own life. Maintain an optimistic attitude in order to give oneself the best possible chance of success. Final summary. The most important takeaway from these synopses is as follows. The recipe for winning is a simple one. If you plan and prepare to win, you can surely expect to win. To begin, you must have a clear picture of what success looks like to you and a robust desire to make that picture a reality. The next step is to define your objectives and begin acquiring the information and experience you'll require in order to achieve them. If, in that process, you can also nourish mind, body, and spirit along with a good outlook, then you'll be ideally set up to expect success in everything you do. Directions for taking action. Find some people to cheer you on. The people in your life have the power to either help you realize your full potential or hold you back. You should avoid associating with folks who would continually put down your aspirations and discouraging you from pursuing success. These are the types of people you should avoid. Instead, surround yourself with people who will cheer you on and help you stay motivated to pursue your goals and ambitions. To identify your encouragers, seek for people who aren't afraid to take risks and are prepared to share what they've learned on their own journeys to success. We appreciate you watching.